Good evening, everyone. I'm making this video because something happened to my brother last night. He went out with a friend of his to his house because they were having a party, and he had a little bit too much to drink. When he came back to the house, or at least walking back home, he got assaulted. Um, they beat him up really badly, and they have him in the hospital, and he's hopefully, God willing, he'll be coming out tomorrow. Sometimes in life, we have to be very cautious and very careful because you can be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And we live in the fallen world. We live in a world that the enemy is going to do what it can to hurt everyone. Doesn't matter, and when you are dealing with, people that don't believe in God, people that are doing unrighteous things in the world, things of the world will cause you drama and problems. Even with myself, like, I learned to realize that even certain people in my life that are friends of mine, that I realized that I had to stop being friends with them, because ever since I became closer to God, it's like these friends started attacking me. And it was strange because I'm like, what's going on? Why are these people, these girls are acting the way they're acting towards me? And I started realizing that it wasn't them, it was something using them. The enemy has a way of using people, or people becoming envious of you, or, when you carry something really nice, or you're happy in your marriage, or you're happy in your relationship, you're happy where you're at in life because God has blessed you to be happy because you believe in a divine Father, the enemy gets angry, because he cannot break away what's going on in your life. It's kind of difficult because most people don't understand that, like, people think that it's crazy or it's not real. But the enemy does exist, and the enemy uses people, unfortunately, especially people, ungodly people. Slow that down. And it's kind of hard because when you are involving yourself with God and truly want to give yourself to God, sometimes you have to, unfortunately, disconnect to the people that you used to be friends with that are not following the same path, because most of those people are going to give you a lot of problems. And it sucks because sometimes I've been friends with people for like many years, 20, 15, and 10 years, and these females go through a lot of issues and situations in life because they don't look for God. You talk to them about God and they're like, oh, you and your religion, or a religious person. And they don't understand that when you have a close bond with God, your life is so much better. You feel, you feel humble, you feel relaxed, you don't feel unhappy. And then, like, when these females that you have in your life that are your friends, they see that you're happy all the time, you feel great, you don't have any drama, they're trying to figure out, why is this person so happy? Why is everything going so good for her and it's not going good for me? And then they start wishing bad on you because they're envious of your where you're achieving. You have money, you don't have bills or problems in any kind of aspect, because God gives you that peace once you're with God. God teaches us that, he will give us, he will provide for us everything we need as long as we serve him, and you will live a peaceful life as long as you love God. And certain people sometimes try to take, your character out, make you be angry and say profanity or say things that this is not the person that you are, and sometimes you have to take yourself out of the situation. See, I didn't realize this, because like I had an argument with one of my closest friends that I've been with for 20 years, and I had to even take her off of Facebook because there were things going on with her that it was very strange. We never had an argument, we never had a fight, and then all of a sudden, boom, like she just started creating these illusions in her mind, like if something was using her or making her think things that wasn't. People that have jealousy issues or insecurity issues, or thinking that somebody wants the person that you're with, or making things up in your mind that is not true. The enemy has a way of using people mentally, tricking them to thinking something that it isn't, especially a person that walks with God. When you have a really close relationship with God, the enemy doesn't like it. So it will use the closest person to you in your life to try to torment you or bother you. See, before I didn't know this, and then I started thinking, and I started getting these thoughts, and I was like, oh my God, like if God was telling me that there was something evil using this, my friend. And I'm like, you know what? I felt so bad then, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, wow, I'm saying all these horrendous things to her. She's saying these horrendous things back to me. And we started going back and forth arguing. And I'm like saying, but why is it getting like this? This wasn't like this. We were fine. And I said to myself, you know what? This is not going to end well. And I prefer to just disconnect myself from this person. Because the thing is that once you devote yourself to God, you can help people. But the ungodly, do not stand in the congregation with people that are ungodly. Do not sit down with them or be friends with them or socialize with people that are from the world, because they can be used. They can be used by the enemy. And it sucks because sometimes you being friends with the people that are on the outside world, it can be a conflict in your life, because the enemy can use that person to start problems with you and take you out of your character. You're happy, you're feeling great, you're feeling all these good things, and then boom, this person comes out of nowhere starting problems with you, and you're like blindsided, because you're like, what's going on? Why is this happening? And you unaware of it, because you're like saying, what did I do wrong? I didn't even say anything. And sometimes the enemy has a way of disturbing people's minds and making them feel things about another person. I say this: if you are in a relationship and you're unhappy with the person you're with, wait until God provides that person for you. Don't be searching and looking and finding these guys and then settling for this person. You're not happy, and then you're looking at another female's life and you want to be like her, or you envy her because she has her life and she's happy and she has all these things, versus fixing your own life and looking for the divine Father to fix your life in a divine way. And if you have that in your life, if you have any person in your life that you have problems with, and you are, the child of God, looking for Christ, sometimes you have to remove yourself from people, even though you love them, even family members. Unfortunately, because some family members even judge you, like, oh my God, why are you praying for? Or why are you so religious? And sometimes, your family members, they don't even understand why is it that you're this way. And people have to respect other people's belief. People have to respect what they want to do for themselves to perfect themselves spiritually. And people don't understand these things, and because they're not walking in the path of Christ. So you have to remove yourself. You can talk to them and, hey, whatever, but don't, socialize yourself and be with them and do what they're doing. If that's their decision, you have the right to do whatever you want with yourself, but I also have the right, and you can't judge them, because if that's the way they choose to live their life, that's their choice. But with me is that I'm not going to allow anyone to judge me and try to change me out of the path that I'm on. Especially people that are ungodly, that they're doing all these wrong things, and then they try to attack you because the enemy wants that. It wants to take you out of your comfort zone where you're happy and you're feeling great. You're waking up feeling good, and you have high self-esteem, you have love, you have all these things going on in your life. And people don't understand that you will find the person that you need in your life, but you have to believe in God, because most people don't understand these things, and with me is just like, I believe envying somebody or envying a female because of many things that she has that you don't have, either physical, mental, or spiritual, maybe you should work on that. I tell females that if you feel insecure by any female, or you feel like, oh, she's better than me, or she looks better, you try to compete with her. Don't compete with anybody. Just be happy with who you are. Because, being in love with yourself and loving yourself for who you are, if you're unhappy with yourself, tell a divine Father to help you. Help you psychologically to fix whatever is broken within you, or whoever broke you. Because sometimes in life, certain people go through things, and people make them go through things in life that you don't understand, and it's like, it's horrible to go through these things, and I always thank God that I believe in God, and I try to always stay positive and think positive, and not let anything break you down. And if it does, just continue on praying, and God would rejuvenate. It's like an energy field that, God makes you feel good, and God makes you feel great. But, we always have to think positive, and like I said, if you have someone in your life that they're not right for you and they're negative, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have to let go of them, even though it's wrong for you and you feel wrong about it, but that is right for God, because we have to surrender ourselves to Christ, and not allow anyone to distract us from our path or make us become wicked. Because sometimes when people take you out of your character, you become wicked and you say really evil things that you really don't want to say. And you're like, I don't want to stay in this condition, because this person is taking you out of your character, and you're like, wow, this is not who I am. And it's because the enemy is using them, or people that try to attack you, and you're like, what is wrong with this person? I've always had problems with females, and I used to be like, what is wrong with this girl? And sometimes, you have to just let them be, because sometimes they're going through so much things in their lives that they're so unhappy with, that they want to take it out on you, like if it's your fault. And sometimes you have to remove yourself from those people. Say, you know what? I have to disconnect from this person. This person is going through way too much stuff. I can't help you. You need a professional to help you. And even though you love them and you know them for a long time, you just have to let go. You have to say, you know what? This is not my job. I can't help you. You need some type of help. You need God to help you. And you have to remove yourself, because unfortunately you can't help people that are broken. They have to fix themselves. You can't save people. People have to save themselves. You can teach them how to save themselves, but it's their choice. You can pray for them all you want, but if they don't want to accept it or save themselves in any kind of way, it's going to be, kind of hard to save them or help them. So with this being said, thank you. Have a good night, and God bless.